In this bonus episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about eyeless goats, ghosts recommending books, haunted road trips across small-town America, Cat Ellis not being real, and the fact that everything we've discussed may or may not be true. With Cat Ellis, author of Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult books, series, authors, and voice actors that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're talking to Cat Ellis, author of Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds.
Oh, so
good!
Just everyone get ready. Because, oh my gosh. Yeah, so holy crap, Cat. Look, I know I told you this, and I texted you this, but my favorite book, hands down, all year. Yes.
Yeah,
Yay.
I would probably say the same thing, actually. I think it's the one that's stuck with us the most, definitely.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if... on one hand, I feel like I need to tell you off, but on the other hand, I feel like I need to do some kind of like slow clap because I didn't get the twist, and I'm so angry that I didn't get the twist.
Well, I'm okay with being told off and slow clapping, to be fair, so go with whichever your heart is telling you.
Should we slow clap?
I feel like I should be walking out of the room now.
Yes.
Thank you. Just back out slowly into the bookcase.
just leave. Okay, thanks. That's the end.
It's a secret bookcase apart, and then...
Yeah, and you just disappear into the background whilst pulling out
my
your
chair
eyes.
just tips back.
I mean, I think it's... Yes, I think it all sounds great. Oh. I don't even have words.
Just have a moment of silence, that's fine.
Yes. Wow. I'm excited about our Would You Rather.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. I'm very excited about Would You Rather. So I think we should just get right
Let's
into
do
it.
We should.
Claire,
we should.
is it
It's
time?
It is most definitely time.
Yay! It's time for Would You Rather, and we are joined today by the magnificent Cat
Yay,
Ellis.
thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just, there aren't words. There are only sounds.
Well, I'm here
It's a
for all
Kermit
the
feel.
sounds.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. As you're falling off a waterfall with your eyeballs missing.
Yeah.
Yes. A nice bloody sploosh at the bottom.
How funny would it be if the dead
man.
body actually just like went flop rather than sploosh? You know that funny plop sound that you hear sometimes?
Oh.
It'd be like, oh, that's a bit anticlimactic.
Are you thinking of a specific kind of time where you'd hear that plop sound?
Well, usually,
No.
when I've like...
Is it private time?
No.
Just you?
No,
and the-
have you never been into a cave
bathroom?
that's got water in it and every now and again you hear the plop sounds, but it's kind of like
That's not the same
It's
sound.
not the sound that I was thinking you
Mm-mm.
meant, but yes, I have actually heard that cave's
No,
plop sound. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. See? Wookiee Hall.
no, I think... no, I think she's just being kind to you because the only plop sound that you hear like that is clearly when you're using the toilet.
I mean, you're saying plop, but I don't mean plop plop. Anywho, would you rather?
Anyway, yikes. Let's play Would You Rather.
We
play.
asked on social media, would you rather be part of a fake haunted TV show or go on a real haunted road trip? On Facebook, 43% said TV and 57% said road trip. On Instagram, it was 36% for the TV show and 64% for road trip. On Twitter, 31% for the TV show and 69% were going on the road trip. And on TikTok, 17% TV show and 83% road trip. Now, I'm very surprised by these statistics purely because we said Sam and Dean Winchester are not part of the deal. And because we knew, as we talked about it, it would come up.
Yeah. I mean, you probably would rather have them with you on that road trip, but I think the fact that everybody's overwhelmingly voted for the road trip just shows that everybody's really just up for going and hunting some ghosts.
Yeah. I'm really surprised at TikTok because, I mean, being obnoxiously fake on a TV show seems right up TikTok's alley. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised by it. I really am. We had some good comments. Drew on Twitter said, with the RV road trip, higher chances of running into a sparkly vampire in the woods. Look, we're not talking about vampires this
I mean,
time.
we can, you know.
We always can talk about vampires.
Pass me my shoehorn, it needs to be inserted.
Yes, indeed.
YA Book Chat on Instagram said, I'd much rather go on a real ghost hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Marie on Instagram said, real ghost hunt, but if I can't have Sam and Dean, I at least want the Impala.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think I might actually
That's fair.
prefer the Impala to Sam and Dean, but maybe I'm alone in that.
Impala
Look.
with Castiel.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Look, I feel ways about Sam Winchester, okay? And it's really not even Sam Winchester, it's just Jared Padalecki.
You're going to tell us the story again?
No. I will refrain from telling everyone that I touched his hand at the Seattle Marathon. I will refrain from telling that story.
I don't know. Don't tell us again.
I touched his hand, and it was a great
You know, I actually heard that he tells that story all the time as well. Yeah.
He better. I'm sure he does.
I've definitely seen it on
sure
Twitter.
he does.
Definitely seen it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, if only that was real. Excuse me for a minute.
I'll give some more comments while you swoon again. L20Kev on Instagram says, honestly, the real hunt would get boring. All you basically do is carry around a ton of salt and a cigarette lighter and pour circles of salt, dig holes and burn shit over and over. So I'd fake and get a player with lots of flashy equipment and rig one of those ghost voice detector boxes to say weird stuff like I was killed by Ratman.
Ratman, hey?
Ratman arrived a couple of weeks ago in an episode it was during the Coraline episode, and he commented about how he would rather be made of rats because then he could be Candyman's cousin because he knows he's pandering to me, and he knows how much I love Candyman. And now he's just created Ratman as his cousin, and he's going to murder people like Candyman.
Yeah, because you were like a Bloody Mary character as well in Behind the Mirror too, something like that.
Yeah, it was a big story. You never know. You can never tell what's going to come out of Kevin's
doing a
mouth.
callback, to be fair. Kevin does callbacks.
He always does. He's really good at callbacks. He really is. Crinoline Lefroy on Instagram said, fake TV just so I could waft about dramatically in a trailing nightgown a la Justice in Defy or Defend. I love how many callbacks we have to other episodes. It's ridiculous.
Brie Tart on Instagram said, haunted road trip because I get a camera shy with fake dramatics and I like exploring old places. And Sam and Dean Winchester should be included. Not Brie, they're not. Deal with it.
Coral on Facebook said, fake TV show because you never know really what you could stumble upon. Plus, I don't like road trips, haunted or not.
And Colin on Facebook said, fake TV show all day for me. I love cheesy ghost TV shows. The most ridiculous that claims the better. Plus, there's less chance of something genuinely supernatural chewing off your face.
Well, that's always a plus, isn't it? I mean, nobody wants their face chewed off.
And yet it gets written.
Yeah.
It does.
You've got to sing Constance's.
Finally, Yes, our last comment is from Constance, who sings all of her responses. She provides us with song lyrics for every Would You Rather answer, and this one is, I'm on the highway to hell.
Bum, bum.
And that's all it was.
It says everything it really needs to, doesn't it?
It really, really does. Constance is excellent at finding terrible song lyrics to fit with all of our terrible Would You Rather questions.
I know that song.
I'm proud of you for knowing that song because you didn't know the song last time. Witchy Woman?
I don't
Do you
know
know
it.
Witchy Woman?
Not by the title.
I'm telling you, you would if you heard it. But I don't want to sing it again because that was too much last time. Amanda does not sing. Okay, so what are we doing? Kat, what are you doing?
Well, definitely the road trip for me. I wouldn't have written it otherwise. No, I have actually been on
to be
Ghost
fair,
Hunts.
you did also write a fake TV show in there as well. I mean, well, Insta show.
Yeah. Although the difference being that I've been on a ghost hunt in real life and I've never been on a fake TV show. So there's that.
You could be really good at it.
Did I start one? Set up my own.
You could be the new Yvette Fielding.
There does need to be a new Yvette Fielding, although she might argue with that.
Well, I would dispute her. Having watched every episode of Most Haunted, I would dispute that.
Well, you can't mess with Most Haunted.
Oh, well. I saw Derek Acora live once. He's a psychic medium, Amanda.
Thanks
psychic
for
medium, that. Heavy on the air quotes.
Yeah.
Isn't he also no longer with us?
Yes, he is in the spirit realm himself.
With Sam.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Sam is his spirit guide person thing. It got a little racist actually. Let's move on. Amanda, what are you
dear
doing?
Dear me. Yikes. I'm not being exceptionally British like you two are. I think I'm gonna go on the road trip. I think it would be more fun. I just recently purchased t-shirts for myself and for a certain other co-host that she doesn't know about because I just did it yesterday with a monster that is an Arkansas monster. It's called a Fook monster, and it's like our version of a Sasquatch. So yeah, I want to do that. I want to find him. I want to find real Sasquatch. I want to find all the other weird stuff. I want to meet a chupacabra.
Yeah.
All of these things need to be done.
I've never heard of a Fook monster.
Yeah. It's like, it's just the Arkansas version of Sasquatch. F-O-U-K-E.
I was going to say, how is that one spelled?
Yeah.
Because...
Yep.
Making a note for a future book.
Hey! You have to come here.
It's also known as a boggy creek monster or a swamp stalker.
Yeah. I'm actually writing about a swamp at the moment, so that might be quite useful.
Excellent. Oh, come here. I'll show you around.
Nice.
We'll go find him. Okay. It's a date. Claire, what are you doing?
Of course I'm going to go on the real road trip. Of course I'm going to go squatching to Lifetime Ambition. You know this. I have done real ghost hunts at haunted locations and actively really want to go back and do some more because it's been so long.
Yeah, I was recently angling for us to go and do a ghost hunt in Swansea Waterstones.
Yes.
I was even on the verge of asking my publicist to see if she could wangle it, but I backed out at the last second. Maybe I should revisit that idea.
I think it needs to be revisited. I would happily have a road trip down to Swansea.
Yeah. I think it'd be good. I mean, the building itself, it's this old, it used to be a cinema, but it's like a grand old cinema. And there's, I think, 3 or 4 different levels to it. I've been up to the top levels before when I've done an event in this Swansea Waterstones, and it's just an amazing building and definitely haunted. You just get the vibe as soon as you walk through the door. And it's also full of books, so even if no ghosts show up, you've got books all around you. It's just ideal.
That's so much fun.
You could just sit around and read spooky stories.
Definitely.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I want to do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's
Definitely.
Important.
Definitely.
Okay. Next question. Would you rather see a terrifying eyeless goat? I think I said eyeless goat. Let's try that again.
That's a new kind of monster.
Yeah.
An eyelet goat.
That's next year's Fictional Hangover Halloween t-shirt.
It is. Would you rather see a terrifying eyeless ghost on a bridge or in a well or outside your window or in the woods.
I mean, they're all ideal places to see an eyeless ghost or goat. But I think, based on the fact that there's a barrier between you and the ghost, maybe outside your window. At least you can close the curtains, you can hide from it then. See, practical when it comes to ghosts, as one must be.
and goats.
Always with goats. You never know with them.
They look cute and fluffy, but can you trust a goat?
No. I mean, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes on those things.
Unless they don't have them. Then how can you tell?
Don't forget, though, goats, the symbol of the devil.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's true. It's true. We're making some fantastic things happen.
I'm seeing a Halloween T-shirt next year with an eyeless
Yeah.
goat in it. This is.
Just, I ain't afraid of no goat.
Yes. Oh.
There you go. That's my writing done for the day.
All right. Thank you.
I mean, if you don't
much,
accomplish anything
am.
else this month, you've accomplished that.
Yeah, and I won't. So, yeah.
Perfect. I'm so glad to be part of it.
But is it spelled as an I or I as an
I think you get
E-Y-E?
to choose.
Man, I'm taking notes.
You really are.
She does.
I am. I really
Yeah.
am doing it. Oh my gosh. Look, I think I don't want her outside my window because that's really, really close.
She knows where you live.
She knows where you live, and also, like, there's not a place to stand under there because the river's right there. So, like, how'd she get there? I don't want that. And
It's like that scene in the Buffy
Does she
movie.
make a plop sound?
It's like in the Buffy movie when he's like knocking at the window and he's like, yeah, it's fine, I'll come down, and then suddenly realizes he's on the second floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to see her in the woods because, you know, that involves having to run on a bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how steady are you on that bridge? Is she going to just give you a little push there?
Oh.
And in a well.
And then if you're in a well, I mean, you're in a well, so that's also
Yeah,
terrible.
It's not a good place to see a ghost.
I guess you're. And she was upside down on the
Like a spider.
ceiling and
Yeah.
yeah,
Really creepy.
yeah.
Really creepy.
I guess I have to go with outside the window then because everything else is worse.
Well, they're not all good options, are they? I mean, seeing a ghost in the first place, I
No.
suppose, isn't a great option.
It's terrible. How dare you?
I'm a terrible person.
You really, really are. Claire, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the options. I'm reading the options. I'm not liking the options. I don't want to run. I can't run. I don't run. A well. Wells are creepy as.
Mhm.
And it's filling up with smoke. Like that's a bad place to be.
Mm.
I mean, granted, they're slightly different. You know, it was the pipe and then the well, but just I don't
And
want
it's
to be
like,
there.
are you
I'm kind
also
of for
going to
the
drown?
atmosphere. True.
Yeah. Ugh. Are you gonna fall into the weird muck at the bottom?
Ooh.
Ugh.
See, I'm leaning towards bridge just because of the spook factor. There's something creepy about seeing this ghostly figure on a bridge, which will also be like misty, and there'll be, for some reason, an atmospheric white light from nowhere. There's no lights around, but there's an atmospheric white light at this particular point in time.
Yeah.
And then it's always this kind of question of did I, didn't I? Whereas if it's at the window and it's tap, 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 tap at the window, that's really disconcerting. So I'm going to go bridge
I mean,
for the
it's a choice.
aesthetics. Well, they're not good choices there, are they?
I think the woods might not be too bad. Like, I mean, are you driving by the woods and you see her outside? You know, you're driving by in your car and you see her out, and then like you kind of don't know if was that a tree? Was that something in the woods? And then oh no, it's an eyeballless ghost, and then
It's the same with the bridge, though.
And
That's
you
the same concept
get
with
hit
the
by
bridge.
a Hummer. Yeah.
And what was if the well is one of those wishing wells, but with the grates over so people can't steal the pennies?
Oh, so you can't get
Yeah,
out.
and you're like, ooh, that sucks to be you. Bye.
Oh. Yeah, I
I
think.
love that that's
yeah.
your reaction if you see somebody down a well. Hard luck. See ya.
Aw,
I mean, to
bad.
be fair, you've got no eyeballs. You
Shrug.
look pretty angry. I'm not going to go anywhere near you. My fight or flight response has been tested, and it's fetal position. So,
Mm. What's our next question?
would you rather live in the manor or in the cottage?
I mean, that's quite an easy one, I think. If you want to be a little bit flash, as I do in all things, basically, I would go for the manor. Big creepy old house versus small creepy house. You go for the manor, especially seeing as it's full, the cellar is just full of alcohol. I'm set.
So,
Yeah. Don't you love having you buy a manor house and there's just a stipulation that you have to sell all of your alcohol with it? Why not?
I've got this image that the
feel like-
manor comes with secret passages, but the cottage comes with a priest hall, and they don't tell you where they are.
So you have to knock down walls to find them.
Well, no, they'll be there, but you've got to find the secret entrances.
The book that you have to pull out of the bookshelf.
The book, or the candelabra.
Yeah.
Or
the brick in the fireplace. Yeah.
Yeah, or you don't realise there's a false perspective behind the tiny little cubby holes.
Ooh, a series of mirrors.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't realise there's a fake panel underneath the stairs or something like that.
Oh, all of these things sound wonderful. I think I'm going to go with the cottage just because of, I don't know, I feel like I like smaller places than big extravagant places. I'll go and explore the manor, but I don't want to live there. Because, what's going on, in the cellar or in the hole under the cellar when I'm not there? Or what, creepy rooms on the other side in an extra wing. What's going on there while I'm not paying attention?
Although, if let's assume they are both haunted, because obviously they are. So if you're going to be trapped in one or the other, wouldn't you rather be trapped in a big house with a ghost rather than trapped in a small house with a ghost? Because you're going to see it if you're in a small house, you can just avoid it if you're in a big one.
Yeah.
That is true.
Are
Sam and Dean involved?
No, we're not allowing Sam and Dean in any of these.
It's a goat.
Not in the
I'm glad we're just forcing them in. They're not involved at all in this story, guys. Everyone listening, Sam and Dean are not a part of this.
No, but when we were talking about the Would You Rather, it was the thing that came to mind straight away.
Would you rather Sam or Dean?
Oh, we've asked that.
No, we have. Yeah, we have. I think I'm gonna stick with the cottage.
Now, Amanda, you are missing some potential. If you go to the manor house, my manor house is going to be very similar to either the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World or the Addams Family manor house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those are both fun.
So I can waft. Wear those long gowns and, big, those fluffy sleeves and just waft around the place all ethereal and ghostly myself. Basically pretend to be a ghost and the ghost won't bother us because it's like, oh, it's just her. She's new. It's awkward.
So is this like Morticia-esque wafting rather than an actual ghost wafting?
Well, I mean, you've got to change it up on a Sunday. So it's black all the way until Sunday when you can wear your white and do your with the ghost light kind of atmosphere kind of light going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotta mix it up.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay. Next question. Would you rather find Freya's body or Ford's?
I mean, I liked Freya more than I liked Ford, so probably Ford's body. And I liked how he was found as well. You find a dead body under the ice. I have to tell you, whenever I walk past a frozen body of water, I'm always checking to see if there's a dead body floating just underneath the ice. But then that's the same
if you will fulfill your dreams.
Yes, and probably be arrested. But I have to say that I tend to do that wherever I am. If I'm, passing a hedgerow or walking through a woods, I'm usually looking for dead bodies.
I'm going to look at the pictures you post on Instagram in a whole new light now.
To see like the odd arm in the
Just trying to look.
background.
Where's the dead body? Did you find one this time? We're not telling anybody.
Would have ruined the photograph.
Just kick it out of the way. You're not in frame.
Or just redo that horrible that meme photograph, the one with the guy who's over the grave at a funeral, just like that, doing the hand gestures. That with the dead body. And
Hashtag no filter.
yeah, he'd just be barred from human society ever after.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing. And to be fair, we've just come out of 2 years of it. So
yeah, I'm used to it, really.
Can we go back?
Yeah.
What about you, Amanda? Not the actual finding of the real dead bodies as you go for walks in the woods.
Right. We're fictional dead bodies.
Yeah. You already know that you're building a house on a murder site, where the former murder house was. Unsubstantiated murder, sorry.
Right.
Because we've made it up.
Right. Maybe we have. I feel like, as much as I hate Ford, because I hate him. I hate his guts out. He's a terrible human being. I don't know that I want to be out in the icy river with Ford. And I like the idea of finding Freya's body, because in my mind, I'm imagining it without, she's in the pavilion, so I'm imagining it without having been painted, and like the mural is in the background, and and then I'm leaning again more toward Candyman and like the weird graffiti sort of thing, and I feel like it will be more beautifully artistic, and that is what I'm going to do. Even though none of that is true, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find Freya's body.
And that's another Instagram picture.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetics are spot on there.
Yeah. I'm finding Ford. Couldn't stand him. I was literally that crazy person muttering on my way to work, listening to the audiobook version. And when she's explaining her friendship with Ford, going, he's an asshole, drop him. Oh my God, that's not friendship. I got some funny looks. And that was...
I mean, you're right. He absolutely is an arsehole and deserved to die. So I killed him.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a public service.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you really... Yeah, you should get an award or something for that.
Although I did create him in the first place, so I suppose I don't really deserve an award for that.
But you at least got rid of him. You realized what you did, and you're like, well, shit, I have to kill him now.
Dropped him in the river.
See, it's fine.
Took out his eyes.
It's fine.
Does that make you Dead-eyed Sadie?
Really fine. Obviously. She's also Mr. Jitters.
Oh, Mr. Jitters.
She's a mashup. But that's a great segue to our next and last question.
Would you rather encounter Mr. Jitters or Dead-eyed Sadie?
Now, it's not an easy choice because you're kind of guaranteed if you see either of them, you're going to die.
Yeah.
But at least with Dead-eyed Sadie, she's not going to eat you. She might gouge your eyes out a bit, but she won't eat you. And I think that's usually preferable in most situations.
But you wouldn't know.
What if she gouges before she kills you? And what if he eats you alive?
Oh,
I mean, there's no... Yeah.
Oh. I feel like being eaten alive would take long.
It would take a while. Depends where he starts, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, is he going to start from the bottom up? Or is he, top down?
Might not enjoy it. Imagine, you're like, oh, you like the eyeballs, I like the rest.
It's just
a
monster buffet.
It's a dinner date.
It's disturbing. I love it.
No.
Do you know which you would prefer?
Yikes. Can I meet the puppet version of Mr. Jitters? This is a little one. It's gotta be the giant one. Stop pointing to your creepy Mr. Jitters back there in the background.
Cool.
Yeah, but did you see who's next to him?
Oh my God, you have a Sadie. That is amazing. Did your mum make that one as well?
Yes, freshly delivered yesterday.
Your mum is incredible.
Based on you can't see it properly because of the light, but it's pinstripe. She's based on this sticker from the pre-order.
Very nice. I love that. She is so good.
She's quite
Yes.
beautiful.
She's got
Very
fabulous
beautiful.
hair.
And they go so well together.
Yeah. They really do. Look at them. They're such a cute little couple.
Oh my god, they're amazing.
She hasn't had her coming out video yet because I literally got her yesterday.
I just assumed that you were saving her to show me, so that's fine.
Well, that too. I was going to record it and then post it after the recording, but I haven't had the opportunity. So
She is beautiful. I love her.
the only dolls I like.
I think I'm gonna pick
Yeah?
Sadie.
How come?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like she's prettier.
She would be a bit of a playmate, wouldn't she? Like, you know, when you're little and how kids are supposed to see ghosts more, much easier than an adult. And they're like, oh, I've just been playing with Sadie, and we've been playing dollies. But, like, it's really a creepy creature who could gouge your eyeballs at any second.
Yes.
So-
All the other dolls suddenly have no eyes left.
Oh gosh, that would be a nightmare.
That situation, that'll be amazing. Netflix
Yeah.
can borrow that concept.
No, they can't.
They can buy that concept
Yes. Now we're talking.
once they've given you the money after you've written it into a story and then done a faithful adaptation of the book.
And let us be in the background being murdered or
Oh,
something.
yes.
Absolutely. Always open to corpses.
Okay. Good. Me too.
Not just my acting ability. So you said Sadie, yeah, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Sadie as well.
I think so. There's not necessarily a 100% guarantee that she's going to kill you because she didn't kill everyone who saw her.
Are you covering Mr. Jitters' ears
Yes.
so he doesn't hear that you're not choosing him?
Yes.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
Go read your book, dear.
I mean, Sadie isn't really responsible for any of the deaths, really. Well.
Maybe the last one.
Definitely.
Depending on how much PCP is left in your body.
Good old PCP.
Good old PCP.
Darn, it was that PCP again.
Oh, it tastes awful in coffee, you know. Is that what's in your flask there, Claire?
Cheers.
A little sip of PCP here.
These dolls aren't really by my side.
No. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's the end. That's the end of Would You Rather. And now we need to move on. It's really important to talk about this book because holy yikes, it was so good.
Thank you.
It was so good. I can't comprehend it.
Only noises
I can't comprehend
and
how
gestures.
good it was. I know. It's just.
Well,
Yes.
I'm very pleased you liked it. As she said, very Britishly. I'm glad you liked
Excessively
it.
British. Usually,
That's
we
so
don't
good.
discuss books too much before we record the podcast because we don't want to spoil anything for each other, like the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's usually, I finished the book, I enjoyed this bit, done. Oh no, we went on for hours. We were like
Yeah.
at 2:00
Yeah.
in the morning. Yeah.
I sent Claire a whole list of these would you rathers that I had come up with, and then I immediately deleted it. And I was like, "Wait, no, I don't know if you finished yet because holy crap, I just texted you a million spoilers." And she's like, "Oh no, it's okay." So
Oh no.
yeah, but it was fine.
It was fine. I finished it. It was
was
good.
fun.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. After reading Harrow Lake, which is more of a horror book, this was a horror murder mystery, and I wasn't expecting it because when I'm looking forward to a book, I just live in ignorance. You know, literally an author's name sells us the book. I don't need to even know the title half the time. I mean, it helps with the pre-orders so I'll get the right one. But yeah, I don't even need to know the title half the time. So I've lived in complete ignorance until I came to reading it. And then I was like, holy macaroni, what am I reading? This is just what? Just noise and facial expression and worrying people on the metro.
Well, it's a good thing to do. Worry people on the metro.
If you're going to use public transport at 6:30 in the morning, I'm going to worry you.
Yeah, I mean, fair warning.
So, can you tell us the differences between Burden Falls and Wicked Little Deeds? Like, are there things that are different? And tell us about
There's
the titles.
very, very little difference between them. There was one, and I won't tell you what it is because it irritates me that it's there. There is one very small plot point that I noticed at the very last minute was not correct, because it's talked about early in the book and then it's talked about later. And I only spotted it on the very last read through. So I went back to my two editors, the UK and US, and I was like, hang on, we need to change this. It was just one line. Can we change that? But it had already gone to press in one or the other. I won't say which one it is. So there is one line that is technically incorrect in one of the versions. Other than that, though...
Amanda, you've got both copies. They're both...
I
do.
You
have
do.
both copies in your possession.
Yeah, so you
do.
can hunt it down and find it.
I'm not afraid to read
Just
it again.
Don't tell anyone.
What's it worth?
Yeah.
No. We do not blackmail friends, Claire.
It's okay. I've just told all of your listeners anyway. If anybody has both copies, I'm sure they'll find it if they really want to. But other than that, it's only the usual grammatical US, UK, English differences. And cover-wise and title-wise, the US publisher wanted to just steer it more towards the horror market. And they felt that the cover did that. And the UK wanted to steer it more towards the murder mystery thriller market. And I think the cover does that. So
yeah,
it being all things, I was quite pleased with both of them.
Yeah.
Both very pretty.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, I mean, Burden Falls as a title was the working title. But I just tend to name all of my books as I'm writing them after the place where I've set them, because the setting is usually the first thing that I come up with when I'm writing. So it was Burden Falls, but then the UK publisher was like, does it say enough about the story? So we came up with a different title for the UK market. I think both work well. I mean,
yeah,
it's, I have to say both when I'm tweeting about it and both when I'm putting on Instagram and things like that. So that's fun. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I love both of them.
I'm more partial to Burden Falls, but maybe it's because I'm not exceptionally British. And that is my version.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing my red and white today in honor
and the eyeballs,
of it.
which I appreciate.
And the eyeballs, yes. My eyeballs.
Although you have some excellent
My
eyes on your
collection.
top as well, Claire.
It's a haunted mansion wallpaper print.
It's very
sweater.
nice.
And I have got my eyeball cushion as well.
Yeah. All about the
Love it.
eyeballs.
Yeah, I've suddenly become very obsessed with eyeballs.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Subliminal messaging, definitely.
Yeah.
The advertising's working.
Now I just need to start my business selling eyeballs.
Yes. Or teeth. You have your teeth collection from Mr. Jitters.
Now you see, this is what you've done eyeballs, you've done teeth. What is the next body part?
Now, it's funny you should ask that. There is one body part that has made its way through both books but ended up getting cut at the last second, and it was a severed finger. It appeared in an early draft of Harrow Lake. There was a dog in the woods that Lola sees, and it's got like a severed finger in its mouth, and it just like runs off with it. And it's at the point where one of the characters has gone missing, and she's like, that has to mean that they're dead. But anyway, it got cut out because, you know, it just didn't work. So then when I was drafting Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds, the severed finger came back into play again because, you know, the scene where there's an owl pellet that she finds in the attic above her room, that was originally going to be a regurgitated finger that the owl had eaten from one of the dead bodies. So there was going to be one of the dead bodies had a missing finger, and the owl had, you know, eaten it and puked it back up in her loft. But yeah, that didn't quite work out because it was just like, well, why would the owl just happen to drop it in her loft? It was a bit too, it didn't quite work. So that severed finger is probably now going to appear in some later book. But, you know, between the three of us and your listeners, we will all know that this finger has travelled a long way.
It's the same finger every single time.
It's the same finger.
It's the same finger.
You can't polish a finger. Like, I mean, it would be to polish a human finger bone and put it on your windowsill as well. Wouldn't be quite as nice. It's not as decorative.
No.
I feel like you'd probably need to turn it in to the authorities.
Yeah, I mean, then you've lost your decorative piece.
Yeah, but you know, weasel skull.
That's fine.
Weasel skulls are a dime a dozen. You can
I always think it's
polish them up and put them all over.
I always think it's creepy when you like your household pet, like your cat or dog, and you're like, "Oh, what are you playing with? And then you're like, "It's a body part. That's not cool." It's that.
Yeah.
It's what we've always said. Horror is best when it's a familiar circumstance and it's slightly twisted, and you know.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll keep bringing the body parts in.
Please do.
I'm a bit like a cat that
I'm a
way.
fan of body parts. Just leaving them in a nice pile.
You've got a lucky dip bag of body parts down by your side. Like, what can I do today? Oh, it's a severed ear.
Nice.
Oh, severed ears.
That would be a bit too Van Gogh, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It would be. It would be. I'm always a fan of fingernail horror. I mean, I'm not. I hate it more than anything, but also it's just...
Well, yeah, the slow, torturous removal of fingernails is particularly grim.
Yeah.
Also has sort of reminders of Silence of the Lambs, you know, with the fingernails at the bottom of that pit that he dug.
Yeah.
Don't like toes.
You're good at riding underground pits and things, though.
I do like an underground
That could
pit.
be filled with fingernails. You got them all over the place.
I really need to fill those holes in, don't I?
You have. You filled them with horror and ghosts and nightmares.
That's true.
All of the holes are filled with nightmare fuel.
Although I have found at the moment, because I mentioned that I'm writing something set in a swamp at the moment, no pits and holes because swamp.
Oh, okay.
Hollowed out
They're
trees.
just filled in.
Good, but they're a bit spindly.
Well, where are you going to put the Fook monster?
It'll be kayaking along past.
Yes.
With a Sasquatch, with a
Excellent.
squatching baseball cap on that he got from a gift shop.
And a severed finger.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a finger there too. He's
Yeah.
got to have the finger. It's important. Oh my gosh.
Kayak looks like a severed finger.
Or maybe he's fishing with the severed
Yes.
finger, using it as bait.
He is. That is very Arkansas right there. Have you been here?
I have
Do
not.
you know? I mean, you're writing his story. You're writing the story already.
I'm sorry your state is a stereotype.
Well, I've done terrible
It's fine.
things so far to Indiana, so I think it's probably fair if I move on to a different state.
I think so. You should
I
move on.
probably should.
Come here. Yeah.
Road trip.
Right. Yes. Okay. So speaking of, Indiana and Arkansas, what stops are on Dominic's haunted road trip?
Well, He goes,
Depending on which version of the book you read, I assume you might be in a different
no,
location.
both the same.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he sets off from Indiana, and the place where he and Ava are setting off to at the end of it, you know where that is. I mean, they're heading for Harrow Lake.
Of course.
I don't really know where else they're going to go. I didn't go as far as planning out different monsters because I knew I wasn't going to be allowed to write about them. So I didn't want to waste any if I could possibly put them into future books, because I do like to keep my monsters in a drawer. So yeah, I'm not sure, other than Harrow Lake, where they're going together. I don't even know, because Dominic goes off on his own for a bit, so he's doing some exploring. He's probably just doing the mainstream ones while he waits for Ava to graduate. So yeah, he's just, looking for your Sasquatch and all of those.
I can imagine he's gone to a few abandoned penitentiaries, like Penn State Penitentiary and stuff like that, and gone and done the traditional ghost hunt, with the voice boxes and the EVP, and he's gone and done some traditional bog standard ghost hunting, getting that itch scratched, and then they'll go hunting for all the creepy, the bog witches. Is it a bog witch?
There could be a bog witch. Why not?
I'm just thinking swamp bog witch.
Right. I'm not saying there's not a bog witch.
Because I've got the hat. Oh man,
it's wonderful.
Oh man. See, I'm thinking. I'm currently obsessed. I say currently, I already am, with watching ghost hunting programs. Mm-hmm. It was my reward to sign up to an online subscription thing, streaming service, and watch them all. And I'm working through Destination Fear, that Coral, one of our listeners, recommended. Mm-hmm. Hi, Coral.
Hi, Coral.
And it's amazing. I'm on to season 3 because I've been binging them. And every place now, they're doing the road trips. They take the RV and they're going around to all these different places. Mm-hmm. And it's a brother and sister and 2 best friends. And they've hunted ghosts all their lives. And I was like, oh my God, it's like Wicked Little Deeds has come to life, but with different people.
I was going to say, a brother and a sister and 2 best friends. That seems...
2 best friends, wow. Sounds like Haunted Heartland to me.
So I'm just currently obsessed with thinking about all those things. And I'm like, because I watch so many, we've mentioned Most Haunted, and the listeners know I love Ghost Adventures as well. Which terrible, but delightful haunted reality TV show are you going on?
I mean, I would definitely do Most Haunted. An episode of Most Haunted was actually filmed quite near me. There was an episode they did in an old mental hospital. Denby, just 20 minutes away from where I live. They did an episode there. I think it was in the late 90s. And it was during Derek Akora's days with the team as well. So apparently they found tons of stuff in there. And it was not long after that most of the building burned down. Just floating that out there. I wasn't there at the time.
Fielding. That's good. There's a few good haunted places in Arkansas as well.
There are a few good haunted places.
See, I'm just hearing so many reasons why I need to go to Arkansas.
I know, you really, really do. There's supposedly a haunted highway very near where we're building our house. And I mean, we've driven down it to see if we can see the things, but
is it a hitchhiker?
So no, it's like a woman in white. It's a woman in white sort of situation.
I've seen that episode.
Yeah.
Don't stop for her though, because she'll screech at you, or she'll take your eyes out, or she'll cut your throat whilst you're driving. Don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop for her. But yeah, that's down the road. And then there's Gurdon Lights, which are, lights off a train track? Is it swamp gas? Is it the guy walking along the tracks with his little lantern? Who can say?
I mean, does swamp gas glow? Or is somebody lighting it?
Apparently, when you're explaining away a ghost. I don't know.
See, I obviously need to do more research into my swamps if I don't know if you have to actually light the gas or not.
Right, yeah. We need to learn about that. I'll go out and try to light it and see what happens.
Please don't
I'll
do
report
that.
back to you.
I feel like I'm going to be facing a lawsuit.
Don't light myself on fire.
By go out and research that, you mean go on Google and check? The answer will be on Google.
I was really going to do it. It's time to do things like that. It's haunty time. You have to go and do haunted things.
That's true. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
See, I've got Northumberland on my doorstep, and all those associated haunted places like Chillingham Castle and things I desperately need to go to. And I've done pretty much 80-90% of the haunted locations in Edinburgh as well, because why the heck not? It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Well, you've mentioned to me before about, all of the haunted places in Edinburgh, and I've been making, a list of places that I want to go and visit as soon as, COVID's a little bit more behind us.
There is a new thing. I was in Edinburgh in July, and there's a haunted ghost tour bus now, and I took a picture because it was amazing, and I sent it to Amanda, and it's all black, and it's got red velvet curtains and those chandelier type table lanterns. It's basically the night bus from the Harry Potter movies, but black. And it's ghosty.
It looks wonderful.
Ghost tour. So I didn't get a chance to go this time, but I will be back.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like my cup of tea as well. I need to look that up.
So much fun.
Yeah. It looks wonderful.
Yes.
So you have your RV or your Impala or whatever transport you want. What's on your haunted road trip map?
In the US or in the UK?
Both.
Well,
we're treating this as a recommendation. Listeners, go out and do this.
Yeah, I mean, I know more places in North Wales, obviously, because I explore around here quite a lot. And there are so many like haunted castles and ruined churches and cemeteries and superstitions. We have our own white woman as well, who, not just a white woman, but a woman in white, who apparently walks along the seafront and can be seen reading a book, but when she looks up, she has no face.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Have you tried screaming, I just want the recommendation?
What are you reading?
What are you
Try this one!
Imagine.
Just take a copy of Bird and Falls. It's white, so she'll probably appreciate it a bit more. And then just throw it.
In.
And then there you go. You've got some advertising as well.
Nice.
As people go and see her on the beachfront. Like,
Right. Just hold that for a second while I take a picture for Instagram.
Yeah. Hashtag no filter.
I wish I still lived by, a beach. Because I want to be Dead-Eyed Sadie for cosplay, but I mean, faceless lady on the beach reading Bird and Falls would also be perfect.
Lakeside.
Does a lake count?
I was going to say Lakeside. I think
count?
is a valid substitute.
Well, it is kind of like the mix of Harrow
Is
Lake
it?
and Bird and Falls, then, isn't it? So you can
It is.
mix the world.
Okay. I might have to do that. I might have to do that this weekend. I might have to not have a face this weekend. It's probably happening.
I look forward to seeing that.
Okay. Now I'm pleased. I don't need to know anything else. I've got my cosplay planned. It's good. Yep. So, okay, we asked about your haunted road trip. Oh, Claire, you were curious if she's going to write about Wales.
Yes.
Mm.
It's always America. I mean, I've been to Wales.
Ouch.
Wales is creepy. Like, creepy. I've been on top of Mount Snowdon as well in the fog.
Yeah.
That is not comfortable. I mean, it's not just cold and dangerous. It's freaking creepy. And, you know, as I've driven through Wales and the fog descends, it's beautiful, but it's creepy.
Yeah.
But it's always set in America. Why? Can we have one in Wales, please?
Well, I mean, yes, I always intend to write something that is set here, but then I write stories that just seem to kind of naturally go to the US. So I don't know why that is really.
Damn immigration.
Immigration.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if you should immigrate
Oh,
here
no,
right
don't
now.
immigrate. I'm talking the books that immigrating over to America all the time. It's not on.
Yeah.
I want one set in Wales because honestly, like the pictures that you post as well on social media, everybody needs to go and check out Kat's social media because the pictures are,
Yeah,
are gorgeous and creepy, and you can play Spot the Dead Body.
Yeah, I
It's like
really,
that's eerie.
I really should set something in Wales, but then if I was, see, this is probably the reason why I haven't. I think if I was writing it set in Wales with Welsh characters, as you know, one would assume they would be Welsh characters, it would be such a different tone to the books that I write. I mean,
I think it would be darker.
really?
Yeah.
You say that Welsh people are a sort of dark toned people?
No, I just think it's this. How am I going to say this politely? In my head, I half imagined. Let's take your American characters. Let's take Dominic and Ava coming over on their road trip.
Mm-hmm.
They've crossed the Atlantic. They've come to the UK and they're going to Wales. A pair of like American tourists ghost hunting in Wales. They're not going to understand the accents. They're not going to understand the road signs, which are delightful. I love Welsh road signs. I can say one word apparently in Welsh, and that's about it.
I thought you were going to say what it was then.
I can tell you what it is.
She said it
I have
before
said
in,
it.
in another
Yeah,
episode. I
yeah.
don't remember which.
It's very spitty.
Go on. The longest place name.
Yeah, apparently that's where I got that from the cassette tape back in the 90s. I got given to learn it from in London. I just supplanting American tourists. I mean, like I'm honest, we English can be ignorant as well. We are ignorant, and putting them in Wales in that kind of like strange foggy place. I mean, it's not always foggy. Wales has sunshine just as much as anywhere else in the UK, but it's just this creepy element, and there's this like mythical kind of magic in Wales as well.
Yeah.
It's like going to Scotland as well. It has this, especially if you go in the Highlands, it's got this mythical magicalness that feels other.
Mm-hmm.
It's familiar. You understand the hedgerows and the hills and the green and the trees. You get it. But it's like any good horror, like I said, it's just slightly twisted reality where it feels magical and mythical, and you can imagine, you know, Arthurian legends being real. You can imagine the little Welsh pixies riding the backs of corgis being real. You know, and that's what the Welsh countryside is, and I mean it with all the compliments in the world. I'm just not saying it right.
No, I get what you mean.
I feel like the small town America, where you don't expect anything terrible to happen, and then all of this awful stuff is happening, is also very scary, because it's just a small town on the side of the road, and, you know, there's nothing haunted there. It's just a tiny little town, and then, oh no, there's all of these secrets that are going on in the background. Like, so is every small town like that? You know, it that adds an extra creep factor to it to me.
Yeah.
So you're not already in the mystical, you know, forests where you expect things to be scary. You're in small town America, and then things are scary. I feel like that's worse.
Yeah.
See, I think
In the best way.
maybe it's because I have seen so little of the US apart from what, you know, the media presents to me, that maybe it's just that the types of TV programs and things that I watch are all about creepy small town America. So I just assume that it really is like that, and it's easy for me to imagine stories in those settings. Whereas, living in North Wales and growing up here, I know that there are lots of creepy settings, but I also know that, I've walked through the woods at night. I've been through, old mining caves and come out the other side. And
yeah, I mean, where I live, it's not creepy. It's to me, it's boring, and there's why would anybody come here? So I can get it from that point of view. Other places are creepy because you don't know them very well. I think we keep talking about Supernatural, at least Sam and Dean Winchester, we keep talking about them. And I think if you watch, how many seasons was it? 15 seasons of Supernatural,
Yeah.
and all these
15.
creepy things seem to happen in
15.
small America. And then watching ghost programs like this Destination Freya and Ghost Adventures, where they seem to go to these creepy little places in America, I feel I'm quite semi-used to seeing that now and half expected. And if nothing creepy did happen in a little rural town in America, I'd be so disappointed. Like, where's your murderous ghost? We don't have one. When was the last time somebody's house were gouged out? It's never happened. So upset.
Yeah. But I think I did a while ago write a manuscript, and it was a story that was set in Wales. It's never seen the light of day, and it wasn't really a scary story. It wasn't a horror. It was more of it was creepy. It was a creepy fantasy story set in contemporary Wales, and there were dragons and all kinds of stuff going on. And I think maybe in the back of my head, I'm thinking one day I might revisit that story and tell it properly, because it was, rubbishy first draft. But maybe I'll do that, and that'll be the one that I'll set here, because it has a lot of the Welsh mythology sort of fed into it and things like that. So maybe I'm saving my country for that.
You see, as well,
Really
if you want to
fun.
market to America as well, just you market it to the Doctor Who fans, because they all know that Doctor Who was filmed in Wales, so they'll be like, oh, ooh, Link.
Yeah, Doctor Who, Princess of. These are our touching stones.
Yeah.
See, that would just miss me completely because I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I am a Cat Ellis fan, so that's all I need.
That's all anybody needs.
Just
Thank
your
you.
name on the front. That's all I need. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, we don't need to know the titles to do the pre-order.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Don't need to see the covers. Just need to know that it exists.
Nice.
I do remember my jaw dropping when it was like, this is the American cover. The American cover? The what? What's the UK one? What's mine?
Yep, you get one each.
Oh, in our cases, we'll get both.
That's true. That is definitely true. Sorry you don't have yours yet,
It's
Claire.
fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Which one are you waiting for? The American one?
Yeah.
I've got a package that I need to send her, and it's in there.
We care package each other books.
Sorry.
It's good.
We do. Yours isn't signed, though. I didn't buy a signed one. I just
Why?
bought two
I can
copies.
sort
When
that
I
out.
pre-order. Well, yeah, you can. But you might as well just go ahead and send it to her then,
I'll do
because
that.
I'll yeah. See, I'll donate my copy to the library then. Although I think
See, I
we
think
already have
everybody wins in
one
this
on the
situation.
shelf. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Okay.
We can see Poppy now. Look.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
literally been
Gotta
talking
make
to
sure
her
you
all
can see her
day.
back
She's
there.
been sitting next to me.
She's delightful.
She's
Yeah.
so pretty. She really
She's
is.
going to murder me in my sleep. It's fine.
Yeah.
She might. It'll be okay. You can be in the next story. Is there going to be a Burden Falls Part 2? Or is it just, it's
That's
the end?
the end, as far as I'm aware, as far as I've planned. Nope.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that you just stand alone.
Yeah.
That's such a relief,
I
actually.
like it.
Not having to delve into a series.
Yeah, what I do like to do, and I probably won't be allowed to do it with every book, but where I can get away with it, I do like to have some little Easter egg nods so that you know that like Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds is in the same universe as Harrow Lake. So I do like having those little tiny things in there where it doesn't matter if you haven't read the other book, but if you have, you'd be like, I see that. I see you.
You have, you.
Oh my god. It's going to get like 20 books down the line. Every single one's going to have nods to each other, but only if you've read them all or fan, you'll get them. And then suddenly the last book is going to be the greatest crossover mashup in horror book history, and it's going to be a secret sequel to them all.
It'll be like an ensemble cast, just all of the characters come together to fight one massive monster somewhere. It'll be something like that.
The Hellmouth or something's opened up.
They'll go to Wales and
yes,
and it'll be the dragon.
Finally get that darn dragon. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, after you face, Mr. Jitters and Dead-Eyed Sadie, a dragon's nothing. It's fine.
At least it's warm, but if that's a fire-breathing dragon, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it is.
I mean, they do, but yeah.
Yeah,
they do.
I want to see, or would love, actually, two things.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our side note. Our fanfic for this week, then, Amanda, is the road trip to Harrow Lake and what happens there, especially when they go to the fun fair. That's our fanfic that we're never going to write this week.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I want to see the graphic novel versions. I want to see.
Me too.
The graphic novel that Ava and Dominic write.
Mostly Deadish. Yeah.
Create.
Mm.
Yeah. I
mostly Deadish. We need
desperately need to see that. That's first and foremost. But Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds just leaps off the page. Like, Harrow Lake was a movie, and I want to see the movie version of that. And I'm sure that's what we said last time we talked. And it's perfect because it's set around the movies, and it's perfect. It has that Hollywood tone.
It's very cinematic.
Exactly. Whereas this one, again, leaps off the page. So I want it to be a graphic novel. I desperately want to see it that way and have the creation as well. I need that as a separate entity. So whichever one needs to come first, that's fine. I will eat them both. But that's what I need. And it's as we were talking after we finished, both finished and we were just texting. And we're like, it's just so bloody clever. And it's semi-galling that I'm not clever to have worked it out. But then as we were talking again, it's like the tone is so different to Harrow Lake, but it's the same because you're still getting that simmering creep factor. But it's so smartly written because, like Harrow Lake, like I've said, it's cinematic and it's based around the movies. And this is so smartly done because it's got that graphic novel element and it leaps off the page that it would translate so well into that. And I'm so impressed and envious and
you make me blush. Thank you.
Yeah. All noises, no words.
Oh no, I'd love the idea of making it into a graphic novel, and I'll put that out into the universe. That would definitely be up for the writing part of that, but I have no artistic skills whatsoever, so I would not be down for that. But yeah, if the powers that be,
I would recommend Abigail Larson. She is my absolute favourite artist, and I have literally right next to me.
While you're getting that out, can I say that I want to play Count the Evil Eyes in the graphic novel?
Oh, and there'll have to be some significance to the number of them, definitely.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I've literally just taken delivery of this Kickstarter book, and it's the Abigail Larsons, and she's just creepy and gothic.
Well, yeah, I'm already sold. Yes, definitely. So if Abigail Larson and I can do a graphic novel, if anybody wants to commission such a thing, definitely be down for it.
Also, the books.
Yeah, how can Fictional Hangover chip in and get that going?
Start, crowdfunding it.
Yeah, look, we don't make much money, but we'll
I
share.
Appreciate that.
We'll share what we have.
Kickstarter. You need to Kickstarter it.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah, I can it's just a visualization of it. So Gosh darn, you're a clever woman.
Ah, thank you.
I think my favorite thing about both Harrow Lake and Burden Falls / Wicked Little Deeds is that there's this horrible monster that you think the whole story is about, and then it's not, and you're like, what the fuck?
Real monster.
Oh my god, it was her creepy uncle the whole time, and you loved him. You thought he was great, and Aunt Carolyn, you thought she was great, but no, they're fucking terrible. And then, it was the same thing in Harrow Lake. It wasn't Mr. Jitters.
Yeah.
It was not Mr. Jitters. It was family. It's always family, and they're always terrible.
I know, I'm realising this is kind of a theme for me, isn't it?
Then it's wonderful.
See, that's it. The next book, though, we're going to be reading, go, it's the family. It's the family. It's the family.
I know, she's going to screw us over so bad. It's not. It's actually a monster.
I can tell you.
We're going to be so bloody smug about it until it happens.
Well, here is a secret about this book that is not even book-shaped yet. That may not ever be a book, but, I'm writing it anyway. So yeah, there will definitely not be a family member behind the bad stuff. Categorically not. So there you go. That's your secret.
Does it narrow down the list of suspects?
No, not at all. Really
Surprise, there's no family in the book.
There's no family in the book at all.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So you're welcome for that.
So good. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it so much.
I'm just sort of imagining my editor watching this like, why is she saying all this stuff?
Do you need us to edit in red herrings just flying across the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been lying the whole time, don't worry.
Yeah. Warning, this may or may not be true. Kat Ellis is just messing with us.
She's a massive liar. I'm not even Kat Ellis. She doesn't even live here.
Yeah. What? It's not even a real person.
Tell you what, today I had a message sent to me that was, I quite often get messages that are intended for Kate Ellis, the author, or for Kate Ellison. I see why, I will allow that, But today I got one for Nalini Singh, and I was thinking, our names are not similar. I mean, I love Nalini's books, so I was quite able to answer the question, luckily. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one.
Interesting. That's really weird. I feel like I need to do that. I need to just write random, just find an author that I like, but ask them about someone and completely different. Yeah. That's so rude, though. I mean, I'm sure it was not done on purpose, but I feel like, well, I don't want to talk to you, but what do you know about this thing? Oh, I can't. Oh,
well, I kind of went in assuming that they had just horrendously mistyped Nalini's name and hadn't noticed before hitting send. Because it was like, hi, I really love the Guild Hunter series, as do I. Could you tell me what happens after book 3? Because it's not available in my territory, and I really need to know what happens after book 3. So I was like, oh yeah, I can tell you. Yeah, as it happens.
I'm looking at my keyboard and where things are and trying.
There's no way.
K and L, that's not.
There's no way.
No, it doesn't work.
No, I mean that's some ludicrous autocorrecting if it was supposed to be for Nalini.
I mean, to be fair, autocorrect does some weird stuff.
Yeah, I've signed a lot of emails from K. It doesn't like cat. K, yeah.
I trained my autocorrect to spell monstrumologist correctly just because I was consistently spelling it wrong. So I trained it for a good week just so... I've got a contact as well.
Oh my gosh. When I was writing this summary, I was using my phone and taking notes while I was listening to it. And every time I wrote Dominic, it was something else. Every single time it was... now I feel like I need to try to write it and see what comes out. Diminish happened
not demonic,
every single time.
No, that would have been appropriate.
Yeah.
It would have been. But no, like every single time it was something wrong. I was like, that's not his name. His name is Dominic. It's not diminished. I've typed it so many times. Why haven't you picked up on it yet?
Now, if it was Ford's name as well, and it came up with, like, you know, arsehole or something, that would have been
that time
good.
it was Succubus. Succubus came up when I tried to swipe it that time.
Succubus? Why is your phone corrected to Succubus?
I don't know.
Do you have a demonically possessed phone?
I might.
Or do you just often write about succubi?
I don't. And this time it was cynicized, which I don't even know is a real word.
Every day is an education.
I don't know what that means.
I know. I don't know why my phone decided it was a word, but it's not Dominic. I feel like I just need to slow down when I'm like, because I swipe spell, I just put my finger on and then move around the keyboard. And that's why it happens, but I feel like I really am getting really close to Dominic, but cynicized, diminish, succubus.
So is this why you wanted his name to be shortened to Dom rather than to Nick?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, not Dom.
I like Dom.
No.
Do you have a
significant
connection to Dom before I say why I didn't call him Dom?
Not massively. I don't like. When I was a trainer, one of my trainees, who was lovely, he desperately wanted to be a psychiatric nurse. He was well on the way to doing it, but he had to take some time out from study. And he was fantastic, nicest guy. But his name was Dominic, and he liked Dom, and I just felt odd saying it.
Yeah,
and, yeah.
It's just that sort of S&M-iness to it. There's a bit
that as well.
Yeah. So that was why he was Nick.
Yeah.
I thought I'd better check in case he was like, my dad's name is Dom, before I said that.
No, I already told Jackson Ford off for making his
leather daddy.
Well, I had to tell Jackson Ford off for naming his horrific child murdering, rampaging 4-year-old Matthew. It was like, my child is called Matthew, and you're describing him. Stop it. You just can't call them earthquakes. Yet.
Yeah.
That I know of. He's too busy playing Mario Kart, so...
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
You've got to sting the preferences.
So, actually I do like Dominic and Dom, and I think that's because a long time ago for NaNoWriMo, a friend and I wrote a book. And I mean, it's terrible and it's not been published anywhere or anything, but the character that I wrote was called Dominic. Yeah. And he was a vampire.
Nice.
Oh, well, you've redeemed the name then.
Yeah, I mean, Dominic's a good vampire name.
Yeah, it's a very good vampire name.
Back around to vampires again, honestly.
Yeah, I know. We can't not talk about vampires on Fictional Hangover, and it's not a thing. No. Okay. Well, I don't think we have any more questions, but I will say that everyone listening, we are going to be seeing Kat again very soon because we're going to have a really fun Halloween special featuring all of our favorite horror authors, and Kat Ellis just happens to be one of them.
I'm so looking forward to it, and I'm glad you're letting me back on your show.
We're glad you're coming back on the show. And not being
we're glad you're
off.
willing to come back. Jeez. But that's going to be a very fun and exciting video special, not attached to any episode, which is wild for us because we always talk about one specific book on our episodes, but not this one. Halloween
this
special.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. Costumes will be involved.
Should watch.
Lots
if you're going to watch, wear a costume as well. You can enjoy it.
Yes, you should also. Everyone should all wear costumes all the time.
And after the awful thing that happened last year when Dawn and I were both on your show and came as the same character, we're making sure.
It was so good, though. You're planning it in advance.
Yes, we are comparing notes and making sure that we don't double up this time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I still haven't decided what I'm going to be yet.
Oh, I have.
I have as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how intense I want to go. Because last time, like you mentioned, everybody had like pale. Everyone was pale, like dead makeup, and I was bright red. So I stood out. Like, I don't know if I want to. I feel like I want to blend in more
That's a
this
good
time.
thing. I'm not going bright red.
I
I'm not going.
I don't want to be the only bright red person again.
Mine might have hints of red. It depends if I can pull it off.
I am such a fan of body paint, though, so I might have to.
I was
know.
honestly tempted to go full green.
I'm already going full green for Halloween at work, though,
wow.
so I don't want to double. I don't want to double full
Go
green.
full blue. Just pick a
I've
colour.
been full blue before,
Just pick
too.
a colour and go for it.
I don't know. Because now I'm thinking, well, I need to be a faceless monster. Because having no face would be excellent. And I also thought about the other mother from Coraline, but then I did the cosplay for that, and I don't want to do that again.
Sadie.
Just a bit of eye gouging.
But then I thought, well, just a little bit of eye gouging. But then I thought that wouldn't be fair.
I'm going to make a suggestion,
preference
it's
to Cat.
I'm going to make a suggestion where it's not preference to any single author who's going to join us, but it's steeped in fictional hangover lore. Generic vampire.
Is it the eyeless goat?
Generic vampire.
Generic vampire. No, that's
Or
lame.
vampire
No.
hunter.
Vampire hunter, or eyeless
Yes.
goat.
Or Sam Winchester.
Vampire hunter. Yes.
Or Sam Winchester.
You could
I do like being gentleman sometimes, so that could be a
Yeah.
you could just be Castiello with a trench coat. And a confused look on your face all the time.
Trench coat. Yes. So many good things, but everyone will have to come back and see on Halloween. That's when we're going to release that wonderful episode, so everyone will have to come back and check out our costumes and enjoy a wonderfully gruesome and probably terrible conversation, because there's going to be lots of monsters involved. It's going to...
You're having a conversation.
It's probably going to be bloody.
It better be. Well, it's depending on the cosplayer. You're doing something before Halloween, though, aren't you, Kat? With
You are, yes.
KillerYA.com.
Yes,
right?
Killer YA Con, which if you're on Instagram or Twitter, if you go to UKYA Books, there's all the details about it. So it's going to be like an online con where we're going to have some panels, some author interviews, giveaways as well, some readings as well from various authors. We've got tons of people involved with that, and it's going to be all kind of Halloween adjacent books and authors, and it's going to be really cool.
It's
The
gonna be
lineup
so
is
good.
huge.
Yeah,
And we're
it's
not done.
amazing. What?
I know.
There's
Oh
more? Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
cool.
We've got a few more to
so many
announce.
Halloween
So
things.
It's so exciting when you see people who are fictional hangover family members as well. It's like,
Like, yeah, we
Mhm.
know them. We know them. We like them.
yes,
We know them. Yeah, I love it.
there are a good few who have been on your show. Yes.
honestly, we're such trendsetters, Amanda.
Mhm.
We really are. We really are. But now we're like tagging on to the end of their thing, because theirs is all that week, and then we'll just wrap it up
We're the
ourselves with
finale.
our little Halloween fun. Yeah.
With a big show.
That's not in any way
That
connected.
is not in
We
any
can't-
way
we can't-
connected to them.
No, we can't.
But if it was happened to be
We
mentioned,
can't ride their coattails.
Yeah, I'll just go away and just like slide you into the end of the program now. Not tell you. By the way, we're claiming
there's a-
this as ours.
if there's an open
Yes.
Q&A section, whoa.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thank you, Kat. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Absolutely. And, thank you both for inviting me back onto the show. Anybody who wants to find out more about me or my books can go to my website, which is catelliswrites.com.
Perfect.
You should go there.
It's a good
And
place.
check out Kat's
And also-
Instagram for her pictures of whales and the potential dead bodies in the background.
Yes, I'm also Cat Ellis
Yes.
Writes there as well.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. And we're excited to see you soon. Yay. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. So that's it for this bonus episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead. Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club and monthly challenges on Facebook. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover-themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com, follow us on Instagram at fictionalhangover, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover, and on Twitter at fictionalhangover, no ER. If you'd like this episode, check out our others and rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.